Okay, so let's start. First of all, do you have any questions about the contents that we have seen on these 3 days? Please let me know. And also, if you have any issues installing Make, I discovered that if you install Git Bash, you get Make already installed for Windows users. Not sure if for Mac users you have a Make by default or not, but well, we'll have a look. Okay, let me close. Okay. Have a lot of windows open. I need to close this, and I would like to share, this window here. One moment. This Carpentry material. I will share in the it's taking some time to load in the. Actually, I can share the. I wanted to share this. Right, so this is the, please, I will copy the link here. So this is the lesson that we will follow today. The idea of Make, well, let's recap a little bit. The first day we'll learn how to use the shell. Second and third day, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll learn how to use Python to create scripts, programs. And today we will learn how to use Make. Make is quite useful in order not to redo things. For instance, when we install, when we compile software, sometimes the compilation is quite fast, but other times they take a lot of time, could take hours. So imagine that you are processing 1,000 files, and each file you follow the same, let's say the same procedure. If you have a bash script, it will process all of the files every time that you change like one of the files. But if you use Make it detects the files that have changed or not, and we will see an example just now. Well, for this lesson, we need to download this zip file that I will copy also the paste here. So you will need to download that file and then go to CD Make lesson. Well, as you have already used Bash, you will be able to use it. Also, I see that the documentation is a little bit old because mentioned Python 2, software Carpentry, the Windows installer that is not longer. I don't think that is no longer maintained. So let's start with the introduction. Actually, give me a second that I will delete this. Now, so let me switch my screen to here. Well, okay, before switching the script, I would like to explain this law, that this is the law that we will work on. Is the SIF law. The law is that the most imagine that you have a book and a text file. So the most frequently occurring words occurs approximately twice as often as the second most frequent words. So this is the SIF law, and we will use Python script to check that law. So if we move, I will share my command line. So you notice that, yeah, I'm in, well, here in the desktop and in the maker lesson. So if I do ls, you see that I have books. So if I move to the folder books with the cd, change the directory, and do ls, and I see that I have 4 books here. Well, also I have a markdown file with some license. I move back, ls, so I'm here. So what I will do is I will use these 3 Python files to generate the results that I want for my study. So this will be let's say a workflow. What is the first step that we will do? First, we will count the occurrences for each word that are on the book. So for that, I will use Python. So if I use Python count words, the argument will be books slash I dot txt, and then I need to specify the output. The output will be I dot dat. There will be data. So if I execute that, hopefully it works for you. Maybe you get an error that Python is not available, or let me know if that works for you. So now if I do ls, you see that I get a new file. I get i.dat. So what I can do is I can check the contents of the file, head minus end 5 i.dat. So here we have three columns. For instance, yesterday there were a question that how do we know when we have a different columns, the separator? So this is one way of knowing that. We print the first lines of the file, and for instance here we check that the separator will be a space. Here I have d of and 2. This is the number of occurrences, that is almost 4,000, and this is the percentage of this word in the book. That would be like 6.7%. So I generate that, and I can do the same with another book. So I can do the same with the Abyss book. So Python, the name of the script is count words. The book is books abyss.txt, and this will be abyss.dat, the output. So, for instance, in this case, it's quite fast, the script. But imagine that the script takes 10 seconds, 1 minute, 1 hour. Repeating this every time will be like a quite, I mean, we will spend a lot of time running the script. Or sometimes when we have, imagine that we are using a service that could be a university cluster, UK cluster, or cloud. We will spend some time that yeah, we can save with make, as we will learn later. Okay, I do ls, and I see that I have now two files. If I print the first lines of Abyss, I see that again the first, the most repeated word is D, is more than 4,000, and I have a yeah 6.35% of comparing to the total book. Now, okay, so now I have the data. What I will do is I will generate some plotting in order to see it better. So if I do Python plot count, the file that I generated, I.dat, and I can generate this in text. So it will be in ASCII. So if I execute that, you see that is generated with like in a text way. I'm not sure. D is all of this. This is like a kind of a bar plot, like a of like a horizontal bar plot. Of we will have all of these and less to a in is. So here you see the most repeated words, and you see like in order. Also, we can generate them in a. We can generate a plot like a image that we can use in a paper. If we will need to do il.png rather than ASCII. If I do that, I do ls, and you see that I have here, well, I have this folder that is the cache of Python, and I have this file here. Okay, so the workflow so far is generated that file, generate the picture, and last step is to test the CIF law. So we will use the third Python script, Python test CIF.py, and the input will be the books that the data that we have generated. So we have generated abyss.dat and il.dat. So here we have a table, and the first column is the book, and the number of occurrences of the first and second. And the law says that, for instance, if the first, that would be D, appears 4,000 times, the second term will be around 2,000 times. So the ratio will be a 2. So, but yeah, here is 1.44. Let's say the documentation that it said that is closed, but is and for il also we do this the same testing. First occurrence, second one, and we divide the. So this is the the workflow that we use. We have a 3 Python scripts, and we run them one after the other. And as I explained, that the first day, having a bash script will be good to do this in automated way. So we don't need like to every time that we need to do this, like start typing, remembering the commands, etc. So what we will do is we will create our bash script. So if you remember, this will be with the nano. We will use run underscore pipeline .sh, and here I will type the commands that I have used. So I will do Python count words.py books / txt like that. Also, let me see if I can, just to save time. I'm not sure if this will work. Okay, it works. So this is what we will put in the script. So I think you can copy. I will try. I think you can copy from the chat. Copy. And what to paste? I think you can paste if you, yeah. So this will be your script. You see that, let's make some comments here. Count words. First, I count the words and generate that files. Here I generate plots in a PNG format. And the last, I generate the summary table, and I save the results in results.txt. You may remember this option to save the output of a script. So to save, you may remember that is Control-O, Control-X, and here I do bash run pipeline.sh, and you see that it's taking some time, but well, it's actually quite fast. And here now I can cut results.txt, and I get the results that I want. Also, if I do ls, you see that I have the images generated, etc. So this will be like an example of a workflow. For instance, what happens if I modify plot counts? I could open well, you will see if you open it, well, you will also find what I explained the first day, that this is in case that you use, rather than Python the script, you can run the script itself. So you have all of these. This is a Python. You also see that here we have the comments that I was explaining yesterday with the 3 quotation marks. Well, this is all Python. This is Python code that you will be now able to read it after yesterday's lesson. If we modify that script and then I run the script again, rather than running these 2 lines, it will run these 2 lines, these 2, and these 2 as well. So we'll execute the whole script. One option is we can comment these lines, save the script, and when we execute the script, it will generate only the pictures. But yeah, you need to actually, I confess that I have done that many times. But what I want to the motivation of today's lesson is that using make will make of life easier. And for instance, what about if I want to add a new book? Or here I have 2 books, but what if I have 1,000 books that I want to process? This will take a lot of time. Well, also here I have this like motivation to use for loop, as we learned the first day of we can scan the files in the folder books, and we can do this the same process or the same pipeline of generating the data file, then generating the plot, and then generating the summary table. Right. So let's now that let's see we have enough motivation to write a make file. Let's start with that from scratch. So using Nano, we will create our first make file. Normally, by default, the name of the make file is like this: is the M is a capital letter, and the rest is. You can also use another name. It is possible to use another name, but if we use this name, just type in make, it will find the default make file, let's say. Okay, so now we are learning like a third language, let's say. The first day we learned Bash to write a shell script. Second and third day we learned Python, and now we will learn make. So make for comments, same, we will use a hash key. So the first comment will be count words. And here I will go step by step. I will generate the counting of words of one book. So I write il.dat. Well, I will type this and then I will explain the parts. Column. Here I need to. This is what I will generate. This I will generate this file. This is to separate column, and here I will write the dependency. So books / il.dat, so txt. This will be the dependency. I press enter, and here I need to use tab. I cannot use spaces as we use in Python. For make files, we need to use tab. This is important, otherwise we get an error. And here I type the Python command that we have used before. Python count words .py books the book that we will analyze, and the output. So with this, we have already our first make file. Again, I will repeat, this is a comment. This is what we will generate. This is the dependency. The dependency means that if we change this, we will generate this file again. So makefile will detect changes here, actually will compare the timestamp of this file and this file, and if this file is newer than this one, it will generate it again. And well, this is the Python script that, the Python call that we use to generate this file. So now if I save with the Control O, enter, and now Control X, if I do make, we will get this message. Make I.dat is up to date. What that means is that it detects that we have already this file, and it's not generated. What if we delete this file with rm il.dat? If I execute to make, you will see that the file doesn't exist, so it generates the file. Now, if I execute to make again, we will get that i.dat is up to date. In our case, because it only takes seconds to generate that, it's not a big deal. But imagine that we have again 1,000 books, or the generator for each book will take I don't know, could be several seconds, a minute, an hour. Having make is quite useful. Let me check if I'm okay. I would like to show you nano make. Imagine that rather than using we use spaces here. So if I run make, I will get the following error. We'll get a missing separator. Actually, I remember need to confess, the first time that I used make took me half a morning to see, because I was getting all the time this error, and after some time I discovered that I was using spaces rather than tab. Okay, so I put the tab again. I save with Control O, Control X, and if I run make again, it works. If for some reason make file has another name, I can, if we rename a make file with let's say my make file. If you do ls, you will see that we have we don't have make file, we have my make file. So if I do make, it will complain that make no targets specified and no make file found. This is like the main stop. So here we need to specify the name of the file. So we will make -f my make file. This is also useful if for some reasons you have more than one make file. You can choose the one that you want. To make life easier, we will move my make file, and now I use make again. I will do ls-l to show you that when was generated aisle.dat was generated in today, 20th of March at 10. If we do ls books, ls minus l, you see that I was created before. So yeah, 9:39. What if I do? There is a command that is called touch. Touch either creates an empty file, but if the file exists, it will update the timestamp of the file. You can see that if we do touch help, tells you that yeah, update the access and modification times of each file to the current time. I will make the font a bit smaller. A file argument that does not exist is created empty. So if the file doesn't exist, yeah, creates an empty one. So now if we do touch books aisle.txt and then ls minus l books, you see that the timestamp of aisle is 10 past 5. So now if I do make will compare this timestamp with the one of with this one. I will see that the book has been modified. So if we do make, it will execute again the command. Also, as I mentioned that the first day that it's good to have a scripts for reproducibility, and in case that you have a colleague that would like to work on your project, or in case that you publish the project on GitHub, as we will see tomorrow, having a script is a way of documenting what you have done to get the results. If I open my bash script, this is some sort of documentation. You see the steps that we have followed to reproduce this to get results.txt. So a make file will be also some like a way of documenting what you have done. Let me also we can create with the make file. Let's open the make file. I'm not sure if sorry, I didn't ask any questions so far. All good? So, okay, so this is an entry of the make file, but also we can create other entries that they don't have, let's say, they don't have dependencies. So one common entry is called clean. So when we, if we type make clean, oh, I forgot to say that when you execute make, you can put as an argument the target. In this case, the target would be i.dat, but we will create a rule. Sorry, well, this is called a rule in the. Now we will create another rule that doesn't have dependencies. The rule will be to clean the to clean temporary files. So we will do rm asterisk dat. If we run that, we'll clean our folder with we'll delete this. As I explained the first day, if you want to be overcautious, you can write -I and we'll ask. Well, let's do that. But maybe this is not practical when we have many files. It is yeah, I will let's keep it like that way. Control O, Control X. So if I do make clean, you get because I wrote rm -I, you get that if you want to delete that file. So yes and yes. Why well, and now if I use make clean again, well, you will get an error that is cannot remove, but yeah, it's okay. Not. I think that's why in the documentation they use a -F, minus a force, because in that case, I think also RM has like a silent mode. So yeah, this is fixable. I see my how about today? Kevin will be the course helper and say careful. That's why you need to be careful. Imagine that for some reason you do something like that. You put a space between I and that. That space means that you will delete everything in your directory. Let's try that. Glad that they have hopefully have a copy somewhere. But so if I do now make clean, it will ask me, do you want to delete the make file? And it's, oops, this is not the file that I want to delete. Doesn't matter, I can answer no. Also, okay, oh, I see that it's asking me for a lot of files that I don't want to delete. That's why I recommend you that you should be very careful when you include delete in a script. Because you see that, yeah, here something is wrong. It's want to delete everything. So we can do Control C to avoid we do ls. Okay, oof, nothing has been deleted. And if I open again, make file, we see that I have made a mistake here. I made a, so yeah, I removed the space. Okay, we are safe again. Okay, so we have that. Also, imagine that we create a folder called clean in case that we want to, once that we get results and we're happy, we can move them to the folder. If now I do make a clean, you'll see that the make clean is up to date. So make file stop is not working any longer. Why? Because it thinks that the clean is the target will be the folder, and see that the folder is no dependencies, nothing, so it's created, so it doesn't execute this operation. How we can avoid that? We will need to add dot funny and clean. Actually, this could be done at the beginning of the the documentation is done at the end, but so you can do what that means is that clean is let's say I would say fake target, but yeah, it's not I mean it's not a file, it's not a directory, it's something that you want to do, it's an action. So it's not clean is not a target or dependency or nothing related with that. So if I add that line and now I do make clean, yeah, it will work again, despite we have a further core clean. And checking, yeah, this is I will give you some time now. This is opening. I can see. No, I need to switch the. Windows is. I will give you some time. Actually, will give you. Okay, the break will be at 10:30, so I will give you. Yeah, we can solve. I think we have time to solve the exercise before the break. I give you 10 minutes to do that. So the exercise is to write two new rules. A new rule for this file here. We have used I, but we will use this file again. This other file. Well, I didn't. Yeah, you need to use this make file here. I will copy. I will share the. So you can use this file as a base here. You need to update this rule here. Also write a new rule for results that creates the summary table and use the three data files. Yeah, you have here some. If you have any questions, as usual, please let me know. Okay, so it's now time for our morning break. As I said in the chat, I will solve this exercise after the break at 11. Also, well, yeah, please have a break, have some coffee, tea, water, and see you at 11. Okay, I see that it's 11, so we can solve the exercise together. Let me go back to we're here. Okay, yeah, I will share this screen here. Sure. Saving, yeah, here we are. So, yeah, I need to open makefile, and things that I didn't comment here is that we can do, we have created, well, this is just as a recap of previous we have a make file is a set of rules. So this will be one rule. Here we have this will be the target that we will generate, and this target to generate this target we have some dependencies that are listed here. And here I have the command that I will execute to generate the target. Things that I need to do is I will create abyss.dat, that this will be the target. Dependency will be books slash abyss.dat txt, sorry. And the command would be python count words.py books slash file, sorry, abyss. And the target, abyss.dat. Okay, so if I save that, and now I do make, you will see that, okay, we use I, but if I want, one thing that I didn't explain is that we can specify the target. Well, I mentioned that, yeah, with make clean, but if we want to do make abyss.dat, I will need to specify it. And yeah, I have if I repeat that, we'll say that is up to date, and same with the make. One way, if we want to generate all the dots at the same time, is we can do the following. At the beginning, we can create dots that will be like to say like a fake dependency, or well, fake. Yeah, no, it's not. So because of that, I need to add dots, and the dependencies will be il.dat and abyss.dat. As you can see here, I can have more than one dependency, and this will be kind of a graph tree, whatever you want to call it. So to generate this dependency, sorry, to generate this target, I have these dependencies, but these dependencies at the same time have these other dependencies. And also another thing, because this is at the beginning of the file, this will be generated, this will be the default dependency. There is also another way, not pretty sure that also you can do something like this, like a default dots. But to be honest, I'm not sure if this works with all versions of Makefile. I will need to double check. But yeah, in the documentation, if the first rule will be the default one. So now if I save with Ctrl-O, Ctrl-X, now if I do make, we'll say make nothing to be done with the dots. Now if I will do make clean, yes, yes, and then make, you will see that IL and abyss are generated. Okay, what else? So we have this, and also was the exercise. The first part was to add last. So last will be last dot same last dot dependency books last dot sorry txt, and then python count words big Y books last dot txt last dot that. And also that would be good to add here this dependency. So if I save and now I do make, you see that it's generated the book that is has been recently added, and the previous two are not generated. Let me check what else was in the exercise. Okay, first part is done, second part is done, third part is write a new rule for results.txt that create a summary table. Dependencies. Okay, so yeah. And so will be results.txt. This will be the target. The dependencies will be the .dat files. Actually, not sure if this. Well, let's do it like that, and we can always make a better version. Paste. So it will be like that. The dependencies I will copy and paste. Oops. Copy, paste. Yeah. So what else? Okay. Well, okay, let's do that. Let's save. And if I do make a results.txt, will fail. Okay, because I didn't copy the whole. I need to say Python. Well, we have a results.txt. We can go to the option 4, that is put the rule at the top of the make file to make it the default target. I will try Control X, that I think is 2, and Control U, that is it to copy and paste. Control X, Control U. And I think I can also make this in the same line. Let me see if I... Okay, so Control O, Control X. So if I do make, yeah, the default will be results. Also, they told me the last part of the exercises to delete results.txt. To make clean. Well, yes, and make. And you see how it works. So it generates the 3 dependencies, and now generates the. So if I do cat results, I get the. Well, actually, for last is true. The like the zip, well, yeah, almost true. Is more than 2, the ratio. Any questions regarding this exercise? I will all good. Okay. Next thing that we can do. Oh, well, actually now we have like a pretty decent make file. But there is a, well, like a rule in programming languages or for a programmer is the rule is don't repeat yourself. You see that let's focus in this rule, for instance. Or well, rather than in this one, or this here, for instance, we have the target is result.txt, and the target is also, of course, in the when we call the command results.txt. So we can make use of it's called automatic variables. So if I don't want to repeat that, I could use a dollar symbol at. Let's find that here. So that means this is same as results.txt. And we can do we can do also the same with the dependencies. All the dependencies can be replaced. This one, you see that we have these dependencies, and we have again these dependencies here. So rather than writing everything all the time, we can use a dollar. Well, okay, delete the dependencies and use dollar. And let me find it. Is yeah, if you have a UK keyboard, is the on top of 6. This thing is called circumflex. Yeah, maybe. So now you see that you have like a shorter command, and you are repeating the target here and the dependencies. So it's a way to make things yeah, shorter, because if you repeat all of these, you may have a typo. So you may have a typo in the here. So this is a way of saving. Yeah. So if we save, and now we do well, we can do touch books. So if I do make now, you see that this is generated, but yeah, if we open makefile, you see that we are using this automatic, to automatic variables. Now, exercise will give you 5 minutes to rewrite this rewrite, please rewrite these dependencies. Sorry, dependencies. Rewrite these rules in order to use automatic variables. I will add this. Also, please let me know in the chat once that you finish the this. I can continue. Do you need more time, or shall we solve this together? Yeah. Okay. So sorry, this is pretty well. So this is the target, and the target will be dollar and at. Oops, it's not replacing the. Actually, it's again good advice, Kevin, to what Kevin said, to remember what is a target, dependency, etc. Here we will use dollar and the caret. Yeah, I didn't remember that that symbol was called like this. And same with all of these. Sorry, dollar, caret, dollar, and the same with this. Dollar, caret, dollar. Let's see if that works. Yep, works. Right, so okay, so what I want to say, if I open the make file, I see that, well, you may see that the dependencies that we have the dependencies of this data. These are more dependencies, all of them are about data. But what happens if I change the code here? If I made a modification in this code, actually I can do that. Let's exit. If I do touch count words, and if I do make, you say that, yeah, well, the resource is up to date. So there is no, because the code is not in the dependency, like I listed as a dependency, it will not do anything. So one way to solve this is to edit the make file. To do that, we can do what we can do. Yeah, okay, edit nano make file. I could add here count words.py. Count words.py. what happens now? That now if you see that we have two dependencies, so this is no longer valid because we will copy all of these here, and it will not work. So in those cases, what we can do is we can use this rule. Sorry, this automatic variable. This automatic variable means the first dependency. So I can change. I can either do this. Oops. Or another way, because we will see that. Well, okay, let's go step by step. Yeah, if we do that and we save, Control O, Control X. Now if we do make, it detects that yeah, this file has been modified, and yeah, runs again everything to because to generate this you have like a yeah, you need to like rerun everything. That is let me check. I didn't know the make mouse. So they say that make yeah, if you use this option, make minus n, is what it is called a dry run. It's just to check if the script works, but it doesn't modify anything. And you may find here minus f. That is what we have used before. That is read the file as a make file. You see that you have yeah, different options. So minus f is the short one, or normally the long one you need to use equal minus file, or dash file equal file. So, well, not a problem, but something that we should be careful here is the following. Here is okay if we use the first dependency, because that solves the issue that having the Python file as a dependency. But the problem here is if I add a test zip .py, we have a small problem that if we use this, the first dependency is this, but what about the second dependency? What about the third dependency? Trick here will be to move this Python script at the beginning, test zip f.py, we can use this one, and this will work well. Let's try that. Control O, Control X, and edit. No, we will touch test zip. And we'll do make. Oops. Because yeah, I forgot to delete this. So now if I save to make, Because okay, let me do the touch again. Yeah. Now it works again. Any questions so far? Okay, if not, let's continue with the more automatic variables, or well, actually, rather than automatic variables in the documentation is called wildcards. That actually is the proper term for them, because this is quite one moment. This is quite useful if we open now. Well, if we list books, we see that we have 4 books rather than 3. But what if I use another, I don't know, repository, or I add another book, or I have like a 50 books? Do I need to add 50 rules that are exactly the same, and the only thing that changes is the name of the book? Doesn't make much sense. So what we will do is we will use what is called make a wildcard. That this is the following here, because it's the name of the book and it's the part that changed on the. We will use the percentage symbol. So here is everything. The target will be a file that ends in .dat, and the dependency will be this. We will also use the percentage symbol. So for this dependency, the target will be this one. So now, making this change, we can get rid of all of these. Oops. There is, yeah, I will need to delete. So if you see now, it's very clean. It's quite clean. The make file, because with just 2 lines, you can do as many books as you want. The problem that we will have, but well, we will solve it soon, is you see that here I still have the dependencies. So I need to work on them and make them also to get all the books in an automatic fashion. So well, so let's see if that works. Control Control X, make clean. Yeah, we see that it works, and our make file is now pretty clean, let's say. Okay, any questions? I see that there is a... Oops. If not, let's continue. Let's see where we are in terms of, okay, we have 20 minutes, so okay, we are doing well. So, yeah, okay, what I want to do, right. You may see that, okay, let's open Nano Makefile. Sometimes it's a Python, sometimes it's you need to set Python 3 here, or sometimes you want to use another Python that is another is in another path, or yeah, there could be like a different configurations, for instance, with Python. One way to solve that is having a config file, and the config file will have like some will have some variables. So let's do that. Control F. No, I don't want to save. So we need to do nano config.mk, and here I will define the, for instance, well, in the documentation is set a language, but yeah, let's use language. Okay, that's so language equal Python. That's it. Well, yeah, that's the like the variable that we want to define. So I save, and here in my make file, sorry, it is nano. At the beginning, I use include config.mk. The good thing here is that if you edit config, that's it. You don't need to edit the make file, so it makes life easier for everyone. And now, rather than using Python, you can use the variable using the dollar symbol and the language in brackets. And same with this. So now you do Control O, Control X, make a clean. You will see that it works. And now if I use nano config, for some reason you are in another machine that I have seen that is not Python, is Python 3, fine, you can save. And now if you do make, well, see the dependencies, but let's see that you have a clean environment. Yeah, you use Python 3 rather than Python. Actually, I think in my laptop, Python is a link, or is a symbolic link to Python 3. And you can do the same. You can add more variables. So, but yeah, this is like the simple. This is also used normally when you compile a software that you could use GCC on the on ARCHER2 is CC. but also could be ICC if you use Inter. You have like a different compilers or different parameters, let's say. So now we have our two files, config, and we have the make file, cat make file. Okay, so we are now in functions that I need to admit that there is a function that I always struggle to remember, but that's why we have a documentation that we can always refer to the documentation to use the function. The function is, well, I was talking to you that let's open makefile. Okay, what are the functions? Well, here we will see three functions. So one of them is I can create. Let's create a new. Well, I will explain this function, but this function is related with the documentation. We can also add some documentation to the to this make file, and we can print the documentation. One way to do that is creating a target called help. So here, for instance, we can add help, and we can use echo, the at echo, and here we can print a message. Is the documentation of something like that, for instance. So if you do that, Control O, Control X, you can do make help, and yeah, you get that message. This is the documentation of make file. Also, you can say in case that you want to do the make file more interactive, you can say something like here at echo generating at target. Let's see if that works. Actually, I don't know. Let's try. Let's see. We'll make it clean. Yeah, it works. So you can generate some, so it says generating this, and then this is the command, generating this command. So you can make this more interactive using this function, echo. So this will be the first function. The second one is in case that we want to get here. Remember that we can do ls books ampersand.txt, and we can get the list of books. Sorry, ampersand, star or asterisk. Still struggle with the name of the symbols in English. I have this for books, so I can, if I can create a makefile, a function to print the name of all of the books. The way to do that is we will use the function that is called wildcard, and it's this one, nano makefile, All of this is in the documentation, so don't worry if something is not clear. Here I will use, I will create, for instance, books, and the books will be the echo, I forgot the echo books and dollar, where the variable that will be txt files. But they need to define first what the txt files is. So here I define txt files equal dollar symbol and brackets, and here I put the function that I want to use. The function that I will use is called wildcard, and will be books slash start.txt. So this function will will do is will create a list of books. Now, if we do we'll save, and if we do make books, interesting. Let me see what the mistake that I have done. Well, the message said multiple target patterns. Let's see what that means. Okay. Did you see the mistake here? They said that the mistake is in this line here. If you remember, the format is target dependencies action. Actually, we'll leave this as a comment. Here I have the target, that this is like a, let's say a fake target, books. Dependencies, we don't have dependencies, but the action is here. So this is wrong. I need to, action should be here. So if I save now, Control O, Control X, and if I do make books, I got the list of all of the books. And what else? Well, and the function that this is the one that I always, I admit that I struggle to remember. We have well, not an issue, but something that we can do better, right? Here, we were saying that we have this dependencies list. This is okay if we have 3, but what about we have, again, 70? We can copy paste, but no, it's not, let's say, very elegant. So that is a way that I explain this function that is a wildcard, that this is to list the files, but also we can do some, let's say, generate, we have generated the list of books or files, but also we can generate the list of targets. Here we have a list of targets, but we can generate that. So we will use the variable data files equal, remember, dollar symbol and the brackets, and here inside I will write the function. The function is called, I think comes from pattern substitution. So it's a pat subst. Oops, this is a. So it's pattern substitution. So it's like a short PAT, and this is the function. And here, what I have to do is they have like a three arguments here. So will be argument 1, argument 2, and arg3. The third one, and also these arguments are comma separated. The third one is the list of names that we want to substitute. So the list is here is this one, right? So is, remember, dollar brackets and txt underscore files. Okay, so we have one argument, but we need the other two. The first one is the format of the list that we have here. So this will be books slash percentage symbol dot txt, and this will be what we want to change. So what we want to generate is a percentage symbol dot dat. So what it means that is please convert this to this from this list. This is to be honest, this is like the most difficult part to understand, remember, but yeah, you have the documentation and you can always refer to that. Okay, so have this, and to see if that works, I can also do here echo, and I could say that equal no, yeah, this symbol data files, save, make books, and you see that for each element here generates this one. And now what I can edit my make file and say, for instance, here we can use the variable that underscore files, and also here I can use the variable as well. But what is the problem? The problem is that the variable has been defined after the results. But well, this has an easy solution. We can do Control K, Control U, Control K, Control U. I will delete this as well to make things clean. Well, yeah, have here a lot of. And here I can delete and use the variable. And let's see if that works. Control save, and now if I do make, you see that the book that I didn't have list is now here, and generate Sierra, and then takes these 4 books rather than these 3 books. Let's do that. Make file to show you. Sorry, I will make this. Yeah. Oops. So this will be like our final make file. We have here the config file. We have the funny targets. We have 4 clean dots, help, and books. We have these variables that this one is generated using wildcard. This one is funny function. And we got the results, books. I need to check, I think, yeah, we can also, the first rule is the default, but also we can specify here. Let's try before finishing and see if that works or not. Oops. Ah, no, it's clear. Make. Oops, okay, doesn't work. Ah. So yeah, you see this doesn't work. I don't know if it's not, I will need to check the documentation. But well, forget about it. So yeah, first rule is the default one. So we have 2 books, that is like some to print the documentation is called variables. Maybe this is like a better name. To print the variables. We have that is the that files, count words. Okay, that's it. Any questions? It's not. Yeah. So this is let's see the last version or the final version of this make file. So we have we can create the files, documentation. Yeah, we can do a lot of things with this. And now when you see a make file somewhere else, you may understand. If you open the file, you will be able to see what's going on. Okay, if there are no questions, as I told you, this is like a shorter day. Now this is the end, so we will be able to have lunch sooner. Thanks for attending today, and yeah, see you tomorrow for the final session of GitHub. Bye for now.